Hey everyone, my name is Lamond and I will be talking about intercultural negotiation processes in general, and I will also compare a few different cultures. The definition of intercultural negotiation is the discussion of common and conflicting interests between people of different cultural backgrounds who work to reach an agreement of mutual benefit. The typical universal steps in the negotiation process is first, preparation and planning, then the definition of the ground rules are established. After that, clarification and justification, then bargaining and problem solving, and last but not least, closure and implementation. The top 10 ways that culture can affect negotiation is: what's the goal of the negotiation? Is it more contractual or relationship oriented? The attitude: does the negotiators have a win-lose attitude or a win-win attitude? Style: is the negotiation formal or informal? Communication: is the median of communication direct or indirect? Also, sensitivity to time. In the United States, we tend to have a very high sensitivity to time because we feel that time is money. To go along with that, emotionalism: is it high or low? Typically, with Latin Americans, they wear their emotions on their sleeve. So throughout negotiation, you can see a very, very high sense of emotionalism with them. Form of agreement: is it general or specific? In the United States, we tend to have a big, big concern for specific details just for our protection. Building an agreement, bottom up or top down, that basically means that going into negotiation, is the negotiator focused more on getting the contract signed, or are they more focused on building a relationship with the person who they are negotiating with? Team organization: one leader or group effort. In the United States specifically, we are very big on individuality, so having a one leader organization is okay, but in other countries like Spain or Germany or China, they tend to focus more on a group effort because they feel that that's a better way to make a decision. And last but not least, risk taking: is it high or low? Specifically India, they try to get as much information as possible on whoever they're negotiating with because they have very, very low tolerance to taking risks. While on the other hand, the United States, like I said earlier, we feel that time is money, so we tend to have more of a high risk-taking ability than India. All right, so to get into specific cultures, in France, they tend to focus more on politeness and having a formal style throughout the whole negotiation process. They also tend to think long term and try to establish personal relationships before getting down to business. And they also don't like being rushed into their decision. India, hierarchy is very important to them, so it's very important whenever they walk into the room that you speak to the elder first before you speak to anyone else. They are very patient, so the negotiation process can take a long time, and they make a big deal about using a person's title. For example, if I'm a doctor, it's very important that you greet me and say, "How you doing, Dr. Adolf?" Next, China. In China, during negotiation, they tend to listen more than they talk. They're also more win-win oriented than other countries. And it's very, very important to them that they build a trust before actually getting into negotiation. The United States, like I said many times, we have a very, very high sense of urgency because we feel that time is money. Forceful: most countries tend to think we're very forceful because we love to get our way, and we'll pretty much do anything by any means necessary in order to get our way during negotiations. And also, we tend to be very informal, which means that we aren't so big on dressing too strictly compared to most countries. And also, as far as having etiquette with talking and other things of that nature. Last but not least, I'd like to finish my presentation with this quote that I found, and it says that negotiation is about knowing what you want, going after it, and respecting the other person in the process. Remember that the whole point of negotiating is compromise. This means that you need to look out for yourself, but also be willing to budge in order to satisfy both parties. I thank you.